Are y'all ready to have some fun? Then you're in the right place. Welcome to Carolyn's Corner Live. The show will begin shortly. Thanks for joining us. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Carolyn's Corner Live. I'm so glad you've all joined us tonight, as I am every night. I just saw a lot of you last night, and I hope to see a lot of you tonight. It's so nice to have you here on this Thursday night. The heat is on. It's getting hotter and hotter here in Beeville. I'm sure it is everywhere. So I've got another great guest tonight. I'm super excited about having this awesome guest here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Please help me welcome Mrs. Jessie Mapes. Am I saying that
Y'all.
right?
Yes, you are. How y'all doing this evening?
Oh, we're doing great. And Marie says, "Good evening." Hi, Marie. Beautiful
Hi,
Marie.
Marie.
Yes, it's so nice to have you here. Good evening, Marie. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Carolyn's Corner Live. I'm always excited when I get to do this show, and I love it when I get to bring you such talented people and interesting people, such as the lovely Miss Jessie Mapes. So, Jessie, let's just jump right into it. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, hon?
Let's see. I'm grandma. I'm married. I live in Yorktown, Texas, and I sing a lot of country and a lot of gospel. Trailhead Cowboy Church is my home church, so you can catch us there on Sundays. Um, Biggest thing is I was Cissy's best friend in the movie Urban Cowboy.
Oh my gosh, that's exciting. So you've had some really cool, to me that's a really cool thing. Not many people could say, "Hey, I was in a movie, a long
True.
time ago." That is so awesome. Was that one of the, besides your grandkids and your kids, because I know how important they are to us? Was that like one of the highlights of your life? Hi, Brad. My husband is watching from the big screen. He's on YouTube.
Hi,
You can
Brad.
tell by the little insignia. It tells you where they're watching from. I think you can see that. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Jesse. I
That's
interrupted.
okay.
Just
Real
say
quick
hello.
shout out. Hi, Marie. I hope everything's good. I hope you're feeling okay, sweetie, and we look forward to seeing you here in a few weeks.
Yeah, she's a
Marie
great lady.
follows us, JD and I, whenever we play. So
Oh, that's so awesome. I know she's been sending me some wonderful names, just a lot of people recommending them for the show. And gosh, Marie, I really appreciate it. I do. I'm going to get
thank
as
you,
many of them on
Marie.
as I possibly can. I'm contacting them as quickly as I can.
Yeah.
So like I was saying, was that like the highlight of your life? I mean, besides typical family, I mean, that had to have been the coolest experience.
It was definitely different. To
Yes.
have a movie made about your life was something wild because Urban Cowboy was based on a real, true story. Esquire magazine came down to do a story about Gilly's, the largest nightclub in the world, and ended up doing a story about a love triangle. My best friend, her ex-husband, me, my dad, and a few of us actually got to be in the Esquire article. And then when they came in to interview or do auditions for the film, a couple of us got to play ourselves. And I had John Travolta's blessing. He says nobody can play Jesse but Jesse, so I was in.
That is so awesome. So Urban Cowboy was in fact based on a true story, and it was actually a story of your life basically and some other members that people that you know. That is amazing. I had no idea. So
Yeah,
it
I
was,
mean that was what we did. We went to work, we went to Gillies, we went home, went to sleep, went to work, went to Gillies, and that was just what we did back in the day. And
yes,
yeah,
absolutely. Wow, that is cool. And you know what? I grew up in Waco, Texas, which is not that far from Gillies. And I always wanted to go check it out when I was younger, and I never went. My sister, she used to go to a lot of places in Waco, back in the day.
mhm.
There was a place called Melody Ranch in Waco, and she would go to that all the time. But to the best of my knowledge, I don't think she ever made it to Gillies either. It was a cool place. Everybody wanted to go there, right? It was the place to be.
It no, not until the movie hit.
Oh, okay.
Before the movie came out, it was still a very large club. That's why Esquire wanted to do it. It's the world's largest nightclub according to Guinness. But the people that went there, it was just unless it was a big name on Friday or Saturday nights. Normal nights was just a core group of everybody that hung out there. We were all family, so that
Right.
was the place to go, and the thing to do was go hang out at Gillies.
Absolutely.
Now, after the movie hit, the club became popular, and we started having all these buses and tourists, and a lot of us just kind of
Wow.
gravitated away from the club because that wasn't us,
It wasn't the same, right? It
It
completely
wasn't.
changed it, didn't it?
It wasn't, and I really didn't start embracing the movie being a cult till about, I don't know, 12 years ago, 15 years ago.
Wow.
So, it was just something that I had done in my past. It was cool. My kids could talk about and, show and tell, hey, my mom was in a movie.
Yeah.
But then we started doing these Urban Cowboy reunions, and a gentleman named Leon Beck, who does Texas Hot Country Magazine every month, started putting together Urban Cowboy reunions and bringing it. And he got a lot of us back together. So 15 years ago, I think it was probably no closer to 16 now. He got us all together to do a rodeo function with Johnny Lee, and after that, we just kind of started being back and embracing this. So I'm like, you know what, I could use this. So
Yeah.
um, I started my son. We've lost him 5 years ago, uh,
Oh, I'm
but
so
my son was my biggest fan. He would go sell my merchandise at shows, or he'd say, hey. That's my mom. My mom was an Urban Cowboy. You want to meet her? I can hook you
wow.
up. So it was pretty cool. But
Very cool.
yeah, we lost him 5 years ago. PTSD and depression are a deadly combination. So he's one of our 22 a day veterans. And
Oh my gosh, Jesse, you don't know how much we have discussed that. I had one of my co-hosts that was filling in. Well, he was helping us a lot when we first started. Jerry Bradley. He is a huge supporter of veterans because he himself is a survivor of PTSD and TBI, and he's written books and he's helped supported military spouses and just all types of things. And we talk about veterans a lot. I've written a song for veterans called Carved in Stone. So I had no idea. And I'm so sorry for your loss. I
you know
really,
what? He's in a better place. He's not in pain any longer. He's not being tortured any longer. My guitar player, JD Puente, is a Vietnam vet. So, we got that kinship. And, he and the last weekend Sean was down, he and JD were playing guitar together. So it was
oh,
pretty cool.
wow. Well, yeah, I know it's God. I can't even imagine that. I'm so sorry for your loss. So I want to read what is the name? Deanna say? Let me read this again. It's so little I can't see it.
Anisha.
Denisha, thank you. I could not read it. She said, "Hello, this is so cool. Awesome to see you. You were in my favorite movie ever." Denisha,
Awesome.
how nice.
That's
Thank you so
cool.
much for your kind comments. I'm so glad you're here with us tonight. And let's continue on that vein for a moment. We talk about the veterans a lot. I know you don't want to get into that necessarily, but I just want to say if there's any way that y'all can ever support your veterans, please do, because it's so 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 important. If I
And
would have
listen to
realized
your
that,
kids.
I'm sorry.
Listen to your kids.
Yes, yeah,
Just listen to them. They might tell you they're
absolutely.
fine, but just read between the lines.
I know, absolutely. And even if it's not someone that's a veteran, depression and anxiety are at an all time high, I think. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone's dealing with something. And, I was just saying that, honestly, Jesse, that's so sad. We have to listen and we have to reach out. In fact, I'm working on a song right now. We're working on something together. Hopefully it'll touch a lot of people because, veterans, anybody suffering with depression, that is one of our mottos is be kind to each other. We're all dealing with a
That's
lot.
it. That's it. You don't know what that person's going through. So,
I know, and it's amazing what one little kind word.
Vicky.
I know there is she is the Miss Beautiful Vicky. Hi. Let's see. Dion is fine, loves. Dion. Oh, okay. Thank you, Dion. Because I was like, that's a really cool name, by the way. I've never heard that name. I don't think. I don't know. That's beautiful. I love it.
It
Thank you for
is.
being here, Dion. And thank you for being here, Miss Vicky. Miss Vicky, hopefully soon will be joining us on the show as well. I'm super excited about
Yeah,
that.
she's amazing.
Oh yes, I keep hearing great things, and I've heard some of her songs, and I was like very, very impressed. So you are a singer songwriter in addition to being an actress, which is so cool. Do you you write your own songs? You've written some of your own songs.
Yes.
What genre would you classify yourself? So I know you have traditional country, and I love country; it's my favorite. Would you classify, because I know you also do gospel? Would you say traditional country and gospel, or
Yeah, because that's what I mean. I can sing just about anything. And JD and I on our shows, we do a lot of old rock. but I
Wow.
prefer old country and
Yes. Well, that's
gospel.
where your roots are. That's
Yeah.
where your roots are. So you grew up in the Dallas area, Fort Worth area. Where is Gillies at? I have to look it up.
No,
I don't
Gillies
even.
is in Pasadena.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm
That's
thinking.
okay.
I'm so sorry. No wonder. I was like, well, that doesn't sound right. Didn't it?
Yeah.
It burned down, didn't it?
Yes,
Gil-
it did.
Yeah, that's right. Somebody had told me that years ago, and I was like, what a shame. Hold on, let me get my
Yes,
phone. My
it did.
phone decided to hold on just a moment. What's going on here? That's okay. I can see the comments on here, so that's all right.
And Mickey just passed away, and we just had his memorial in Pasadena last week. So,
I know, I saw that. That is so sad. What a loss. I
yeah.
mean, he had lived a good life. I'm
The man performed up until a week before he passed away.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Now that's dedication. Yeah,
Now
because I had
that was an entertainer. So,
Wow. I think it was Marie maybe that posted a video that has it on her site of him
mhm,
performing, and I thought, wow,
yeah.
wow, wow. And he had, I may be wrong, didn't he have was that him or his brother that has a studio in Corpus?
That,
Gilly, I think his brother. I might be wrong.
no,
I'm probably
it might be. It might be his son.
his
I don't
son,
know. It
maybe.
might be Mike Gilly. I don't. I'm not aware of it, so I don't
That's
know.
okay. Hi, Sarah. How are you, honey? Good to see you. Miss Sarah is one of our loyal viewers. She's here every time we do a show, and I just love her. We have a lot of people that are just, I can count on them. They're always going to be here. Sarah, you know I love you. Dennis Gilly,
Dennis Gilly.
thank
Okay.
you. Thank you. Yes, I thought so because in fact, I called them one time because I used to live in Corpus for a long time, and I was going to try to do a song there, and I met no, I never did meet with him. I was going to, but it was out of my price range. But I thought they did. I thought so. I saw him and Johnny Lee in Smithville 3 weeks before he died. Wow. So he was still doing it. That's
Yeah,
right.
Marie was always get me an autograph. Get me an autograph. Well, she got the autograph before I got to get it for her, so
Oh, wow.
I was
That's
glad she
amazing.
got to meet him.
Yes,
And
I'm so glad you got to meet him too, because he touched a lot of lives and changed a lot of lives with his music. He
he
really
was one of those entertainers. He and Johnny Lee both, and a lot of the new entertainers could learn from this
Yeah.
because a lot of them are standoffish. Mickey and Johnny would stay till the last autograph was signed, the last picture was taken, and the last handshake was done.
Wow.
And it didn't matter what time it was. They stayed and made sure because they knew that the reason they were still doing what they were doing is because of their fans. And
Yeah.
so that's why I do. If you walk up to me in a restaurant and say, "Hey, weren't you?" and I'm like, "Yeah, I was." Do you mind me doing a selfie? No, not at all.
Yeah.
And I've had that happen numerous places all over the country. So
That's got to be so cool and weird at the same time, I would think.
it
Because,
was originally it was, and that's why I didn't embrace it for so long. Because what you want my autograph, but now I understand. Now I get it.
yeah,
The Urban Cowboy is a cult movie,
it
and
is.
I get it now. I get that I
Absolutely.
was part of history. So they're getting ready to do a documentary. A friend of mine is doing a documentary called "The History of Dance and Country Music," and she's showcasing Urban Cowboy. And one of my songs on my album they're going to use as background music for some of the video. So it's going to be pretty cool.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That is perfect. How cool is that? You've got to be so excited about that. I would be.
Oh
Because
yeah, it's really really cool.
oh well, Dion says she said call her Dion. She'd love an autograph too. A selfie would be amazing. Oh, how sweet.
Where do
Well,
you live, Dion?
I'm
What part of
sorry.
what part of Texas are you in, Dion?
I know. I wish we could do it virtually. That would be so cool. How
Hit
sweet.
me up on Facebook. You can see where I'm going to be playing, and I always have pictures with me. So
Nice, nice, nice. Oh, you live in Beeville? I didn't know that. Well, she's in the same town as I
there
am.
you go. I work in Goliad. So
Wow, that's so cool. So, Dion, you're not very far. So, I got news just now that my co-host is here, Paul Gallagher. Let me bring him on, okay? You're gonna love him. He's hilarious. I've missed him. He hasn't been on the show in a while. Ladies and gentlemen, he's running a few minutes late, but he's here now. He'll be joining us on Thursdays. He can't join us on Wednesdays, but here is my co-host, Mr. Paul Gallagher. Let me squeeze him in here. Here we go.
he's got
Paul,
a
what is
beard
up
and I
with
don't.
your beard?
How are you doing?
Oh, doing great. I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad we can see you and hear you. We've
I,
had
I just drove 3 hours to get here.
Me too. Oh, I drove an hour. Oh my
I drove an
goodness.
hour.
See, we're all running behind today pretty much. We all had somewhere to go. But that's okay. I'm just so glad we're all here and we're all safe. Take a breath, Paul. You get Paul right here in the middle is
Have a
Miss
drink.
Yes, yes.
It's
This is
5
Miss
o'clock
Jessie
somewhere.
Mapes right here in the middle, hon. In case you were wondering, what do you got? Gatorade. I got my tea. Miss
We're not going
Jessie
to talk
Mapes
about
is
what
here
I
in the
have.
middle. She was just talking about the movie and we were
I
talking about
know.
Dion. I didn't realize that Dion is in Beeville. That's pretty cool. So you need to look her up, Dion, for sure.
And I just
Or, hey,
heard.
Dion, if you want to go to Goliad, come by where I work. Cheap plug, Aztec Ford. And I always have pictures in the car with me. So
Did you hear that? There you go. Check that out. That's pretty cool.
So
That
we can
is
see you in
really-
Goliad?
yes,
Yeah, you can go see her in Goliad at Aztec Ford and get an
Oh.
autograph picture.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get a picture. I want an autograph.
If you go, get me one too, Paul. Okay, so I can
Yours is
put it
in the
on our
mail.
wall of fame.
Carolyn.
Yes.
Yours is in the mail. It got mailed on Tuesday.
Oh, thank you so much. That's
That
so
and the
sweet of
CD.
you.
So.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. So Dion says, "Oh my God, I'm nervous already." Why are you nervous? Look, she's so nice.
I'm just a person.
I know, and
She's just
that's
a
what's so
human
weird
being.
when people come across like famous people or in movies, everyone gets all, oh my God,
Yeah.
and
I
it's awesome. It's awesome to meet people like
Melvin.
that because especially if you have experience in the movie industry,
Yes.
you can answer a lot of questions. It's
Yeah.
I'm sure
You
you
know
get
what?
asked a lot of questions regarding the movie, right?
I get asked, how was John? So
That was
That's
the
pretty much it,
big
isn't it?
question.
Because that's
But it's funny that you say that because my husband and I used to live in a little town called McMahon, and we would go to a B&B for dinner, and we met some people there one night, and my husband had walked off to the restroom, and the owner sat there and had explained to these people who I was, and so King walks over to me. No, I'm sorry. John walks over to me and we're talking, and his partner comes up and gets introduced, and King's like, oh my God, I love that movie. I love that movie. And so my husband comes walking out of the bathroom, and this is when right after we'd gotten married. So, we weren't together that long. And he walks up, and King looks at him, and I've just met these guys, right? King looks at him and says, who are you? He says, well, I'm her husband. He says, well, you need to go away. You're a nobody. She's a somebody. And it was hilarious. After that, we became great friends. They came out to my 50th birthday party. It was cool. So
that is so cool.
It was hilarious.
You're like, I can't believe.
I'm nobody. I happen to be at the right place at the right time, so.
Yeah, but you are somebody. All of us are somebody. But I think that is so cool. Very few people in life can say that. I was in a movie, right, Dion? Hi, Melba. Good to see you. So, Paul, we were just a little bit discussing. We got some great songs from Miss Jessie. We were getting ready to get
Awesome.
into it. She writes gospel songs and traditional country. She also sings with her church. You know what? I think, where's that church at again? In Goliad, right?
It is in Goliad, right there on 183 and Midway Road. It's Trailhead Cowboy Church.
You know what? I think I've been to that church because several years ago, somebody invited me over there because of my songs, and I came in there and sang them for the preacher at that time. I'm pretty sure because I was like, "Oh my goodness, that's a long drive," but I was excited to go.
Well, actually, it's not that far. Our keyboard player Trey Parks is from Beeville.
Oh wow,
it's 30 miles.
Yeah, it's not that bad. I'm pretty sure it was. I know it was Goliad because I remember telling my husband, "I hope I don't get lost." He's like, "You can't get lost. It's not that long."
Well, in this day and age, it only costs you $100 to get there. So.
Yeah, now, yes.
Yeah.
Wow, Dion. Dion said exactly. She's somebody to me. Yes, I know.
Thank you. You're sweet.
Yes, I sure do know what you mean. So, I want to get to your first song. Paul, do you have anything you want to ask? We have plenty of time. You have anything you want to ask before we start?
I want to hear this song. I just got in here. I still need to get relaxed a little bit.
Pay no attention to the man in the mirror.
I know. I was like, is that or do you have a ghost in your house?
No, that was my husband.
Well, hello, husband. Hello.
He's like, I want to be somebody too.
I know. I was just thinking about the nobody comment. Oh, it's just
Nobody.
Poor
There's
man.
a song there.
Poor man. feel
Yeah.
so bad for him.
No,
Like,
he's actually he's wonderful. He drives Miss Daisy everywhere. I mean, we've gone from California to Tennessee for me to sing and do shows. So yeah.
you know, isn't that the best thing when your spouses really support you? That's how my husband is, and that's how Paul's husband is. You have that level of
My
support.
husband.
Your husband.
Well, Paul, I'm sorry.
You let the cat out of the bag.
Oops, sorry, so sorry. You are so funny. Paul. I'm always making a mistake.
Does
Do
she
what,
know
Jessie?
about the other man?
Oh, what is this? Oh, I just got it in the mail, I guess. Thank you. Literally just now.
God, that was fast.
That was fast. Oh, look, your CD. Whoops, your CD. I didn't realize that was a cover of your CD.
Yes.
I thought it was just a beautiful picture.
No, that's actually at our house a couple of years ago when it snowed.
That is so cool. And there's no picture in there, by the way, just letting you know.
No, you've got to pick. You've got another package coming.
Oh, you are so awesome. You didn't have to do that. Thank you so much. That is so nice. So
You know, we don't do albums anymore to make money.
yeah.
We just do it to do it.
Well, we talk about that almost every week, don't we, Paul? How now CDs, a lot of people don't even do CDs at all. And that's a shame because I like having a CD, even though I only have a CD player in my car. But it's nice to have something to hold on to, you know?
Everything's digital now. There's no such thing as CDs. I mean, when you buy a laptop, you don't even get a CD player. You have to.
My new
everything's
laptop
digital.
doesn't even have a CD player. It's crazy.
My car doesn't have a CD player. My last two haven't actually.
Yeah.
My husband's truck still does, but
yeah, our car does. I'm surprised.
$200 to fill up the truck, so we don't go anywhere in the truck.
I understand. Unless you're a billionaire, you're like, we can't afford the gas in that one.
True that.
So the first song, and we have, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 songs. I think that's right. 5 or 6. I lost count. The first one, we just kind of put them in random order. So the first song, I thought we would start with one of your gospel songs, Miss Jessie. I don't know why I call you Miss Jessie. I just feel like it's kind of like, hey, it's cool, Miss Jessie, right, Paul? What do you think, Miss Jessie? What do you think?
Yeah, I saw the face that she just made. No,
she didn't like it. Okay, okay, Jessie. Sorry about that. I have a bad habit of doing that. I've been lately. I'll call people like, Miss Melba, and I'm like, I don't know why I started. It's just out of the blue. So the first song I'm going to play for everyone, and it's just a little video with a picture of you, a great picture, by the way, is called Glorify My Lord. Are y'all ready to play this, ladies and gentlemen? I know you're ready to hear it. Are y'all ready for me to play it? Glorify My Lord by Miss Jessie Mapes.
There we go.
This is just Jessie Mapes, just Jessie Mapes. Don't let me do that again, Paul.
Thank you, Vicki.
Oh, that is so sweet. Vicki seems like such a sweet person.
Oh, she is a sweetheart.
Yeah, all of you are just so great. So it almost looks like you got a trio. Speaking of trio, it seems like it's Vicki, Marie, and yourself. Seem like y'all are pretty close. I may be wrong. I think y'all are all friends. I think that's wonderful. I really do. So let's play this, Glorify My Lord. And this one, I'm going to have to put us in the waiting room to get the full screen, okay? So, Paul, I'm sorry, but I'm starting with you. See you in a minute. I'm going to go myself, too.
For thy honor and thy glory, you're the author of my story. Oh, how I glorify you, Lord. I've opened up my heart to thee. You've purified my soul for me. Oh, how I glorify you, Lord. You
Get y'all back on the screen. Wow, Jessie, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I love that. Your voice is very beautiful. So Marie said, Jessie, tell us when you are playing at the Cracked Crab.
I think July 16th. Let me look real quick.
The Cracked Crab.
July 16th. Fannin, Texas.
Where at?
Fannin, Texas. The Cracked
Fannin,
Crab.
Texas. Oh, okay.
Fannin.
Yes.
I love going to Fannin.
Yeah. July
Yeah,
the
it's
8th, I'll
nice,
be at
yeah.
the Sugarland Opry.
I was trying to send some hearts during your song, and my heart thing was stuck, and now it's working. Like, what? How is
And
that?
when's that going to be? I'm sorry, I was in La La Land.
What, Paul?
What day is that going to be?
Sorry.
July the 16th.
July the 16th. Okay.
July the
Mark it
16th.
on your calendar, Carolyn, because I think we can make a trip over there.
Hey,
Yeah, what is
my
that?
friend
What day is
Josh
that
has my friend Josh, he's amazing. He's got the best food. Really great atmosphere. So
The Cracked Crab in Fannin.
yes.
July 16th is what time?
We usually start around 7.
Well, I can make it. Carolyn can't.
So why can't Carolyn make it?
Because we do a karaoke show every Saturday at our VFW for the veterans and everyone.
I need to come out there. You need to send me a reminder so I can come out there one night.
Yes, absolutely. I definitely will. Oh my God, people would be freaking out if you did. That would be so wonderful. And then,
it's funny is that probably no one would really no one really know who she was until you finally say on the microphone who she is. Then everyone's gonna be like
freaking out. Where'd she go?
So I have a question. What came first, the music or the movies?
I've sang my whole life. Professionally, not. I mean, I used to sing at Gillies all the time. I sang at the Winchester Club. I was singing when Roy Head was singing and people like that. But it wasn't something I was thinking about being a singer or doing. So the movie came first, obviously, because that was in '79. Singing, I just really got heavy into singing in the past 15 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's I just recently got into music writing, and it was just only the last 2 months and playing the guitar. So I mean,
Paul's an author. He's written books, and then he decided to try his hand at writing songs and playing guitar. He just started out of the blue, and he's just surpassing all expectations. He's doing such a great job.
I'm envious on the guitar part because I tried to learn and I can't. So.
It's a little tricky.
I'm still not.
I know what I'm supposed to do. My arthritic fingers just won't do it. So
right. Yeah. I understand that. Yeah, for sure.
So did the movies push you into the singing? Because I think John Travolta, he actually sang too, right?
Yeah, he does. But no, the movie didn't push me into singing.
No.
I've always sang.
Yeah.
And then we started doing musicians reunions about 17 years ago, and I would get up and sing at the musicians reunions, and just it's kind of snowballed from there. JD and I have been playing, JD Puentes, and I do a 2 to 3 hour song swap when we do our shows.
Oh, that's nice.
His guitar, I sit there and try to sing. And but no, we have a good time. We play all around Victoria, Goliad, Cuero. We've been as far as Lake Jackson. I do a lot of the Opries, Sugarland, Alvin. I'll be in Alvin in August, Sugarland in July, Buckshot Jamboree in Houston in August, the Cop Church in August, which is in Pasadena. And no, it's not a church made up of cops. It's a cathedral of praise, but the pastor has to be a cop, so they call it the Cop Church.
Wow.
What you gonna do when they come for you, bad boy?
Yes, exactly. So Sean says Roy Head saw that dude here at the Topa in Texas rodeo.
Cops in Texas rodeo.
Oh God, I can't see anymore. I'm so sorry. That is an ass. In Texas rodeo in, I guess that's Smith.
Jollyville.
Do what, hun?
Jollyville, maybe?
This says Jayville.
Yeah.
Jayville.
Maybe
Would that be
Jollyville.
Jollyville?
I don't know. What does Jayville stand for, Sean?
Jollyville.
Yeah. And then Melba says Urban Cowboy was an awesome movie and Gillies was a nice place. So Melba, you got to go there, huh? I know I never got to make it over there, and we always said we were going to, but back then I was actually too young.
Jacksonville,
because that's where Sean lives, Jacksonville, right?
Yeah, I had a feeling it was Jacksonville because he's on here and he's from Jacksonville.
Yeah,
and I happened to visit Jacksonville a little while back.
He did. Paul went and checked it out because tell him why, Paul.
I had to go listen to Sean because he came on our show, so I had to drive. I think it was like a 6.5 hour drive.
Yeah, it was a pretty good drive for me.
Yeah, he actually we co-wrote a song together and he was singing it, so I went over there to watch it.
Where's Jacksonville?
East Texas, Northeast Texas.
Okay.
It's west of Dallas. No, east of Dallas. I said, yeah, it's east of Dallas.
Okay.
That is really cool. I like to make sure we get all these comments. So let me see. I got Marie says, thank you, Vicky. And then and Sean says Jacksonville. Yeah. So Jessie, are you ready to play your next song? Paul, do you have anything you want to add before we do?
Let's see. Ask that question. Oh, good to go. I'm sure I'm going to have, I know I'm going to have more questions.
I know.
Ask away. If I don't know the answer, I'll fake it.
Yeah, that's what I do with everything.
Hey.
So the next song
basically you were an actor, so I guess you have that in you.
Everything.
Right?
Okay, so no, I'm not an actress. So every line that I said in the movie was ad-libbed.
They didn't make you follow a script.
They gave me a script. I'm like, you really expect me to remember this?
Wow.
So I'm like, so everything was ad-libbed. And so, yeah, a little bit farther on, I'll tell you what all I got accomplished during the movie because I was like an instigator.
I bet you were. You seem, yeah,
that's awesome. See, that and for a director to allow you to ad-lib to do that is amazing because you have some of these anal retentive directors that are like, no, you are going to say what I wrote and that's all there is to it.
Jim Bridges was amazing. So no.
Wow.
Yeah, I was pregnant through half the movie. So,
so you got away maybe with a little more. Hi, Dion. There you are. You're back. That's not Diane. Sorry.
One of the scenes where we're talking about I rode the bull. Am I sore? We're sitting in the restaurant. Deborah's asking me about having ridden the bull that day. Am I sore? And I said, hell yes, I'm sore. It's because the night before I'd had my son.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
the things you do for entertainment purposes.
Yeah.
So you had your son and then went back and
the next day. Yes. Jim Bridges actually hired a nanny, and my son and the nanny were in his motorhome while I was on set. So,
oh my God! Now that's dedication.
Lord,
yes.
God, the very next day. That's insane. That's
what you call getting a paycheck.
Yeah,
and
earning a very nice paycheck too. By the way,
yeah, it would have to be. I'm sure it was. I cannot even imagine. Oh my gosh! Well, this next song we have in here, I like the title. It's called "Even My Guitar." And I listened to some of it. Paul knows, everybody knows that's been watching the show, that I don't normally listen to all of the lyrics because I like to be just as surprised as our viewers are. Let me get that off.
And I haven't listened to any of it, so.
I know, because I haven't even seen Paul. He's been so busy. I'm trying to take those hold on. Where am I hearing guitar from, Paul?
I don't know. Where is it?
Mine's in the corner.
Is that you, Paul? I was like, okay, I must be hearing things. I'm trying to get this off.
I was hiding it.
There it is. I know. I was like, where's that? Am I hearing things over here? So let's play this one now that you got your guitar ready. Paul, are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jessie Mapes with Even My Guitar. I really like what I heard so far. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. And we don't have to be put in the waiting room now. I'm doing it another way. We'll just go back and forth. We're going to get exercise tonight. Here we go.
I'm just sitting here in this lonely house with pictures on the wall. Each time I look at you, another teardrop falls. It's just a sad If I could see the future, these memories could last. Even my guitar can't hide from your past. When I turn back the hands of time, the mistakes I made were clear. If you would only come to me, I'd reverse them all, my dear. Just tell me what I need to do, make this all seem right. Even my guitar don't want to sleep at night. Even my guitar don't want you anymore.
Wow, Jessie, I really like that song a lot. I really do. I didn't even get a chance to ask you. Tell us about what inspired you to write that song. I always like to ask our songwriters. I mean, it's pretty obvious. But
I
is there any
woke-
backstory to that song? Let's just put it that way.
No, I woke up in the middle of the night and I must have been dreaming or something because I'm like, oh, that's a good tagline for a song. And I got up and wrote it down. And the next day I got up and wrote the song.
Awesome. See, that's why you agreed. You're like, you did. That's pretty
That-
cool. It came to you in the middle of the night. That
And
happens
I'm,
to me a
I'm
lot.
laughing. I'm over here with a big grin on my face because it's like Carolyn always. It's like whenever I start writing a song, oh, I woke up and I heard the song in my head.
I
and
do,
started
yeah.
writing it down.
I've
I
done
do.
it with a couple of them, yeah.
Yeah, and it's weird. I literally have done that where it literally sounds like there's a radio playing, and I'm like, there's no radio. It sounds weird, but I do. I always say, well, God sent it to me for some reason. So
let me ask
Jamie
you a
is here.
question real
Go
quick,
ahead.
because the audio on my end is really horrible on the song.
Oh no, not on this end.
It
Skipping.
sounds really good on my end too. Is anybody else having issues hearing it? It
No.
sounded crystal clear.
Because
on my
I know
end.
what it sounds like, so it doesn't matter if I hear it. So
Right.
it was skipping.
No, it sounded
and
good
it
on
might
this
be
end.
my
Yeah.
computer,
Oh
so-
wow! I don't know why. Anybody else have any issues hearing it? It sounded perfect here too. Jamie said, "Love the movie. I lived on Mustang Island, and now I'm in Oklahoma. Love your music. God bless from Oklahoma." Oh, cowgirl, that's so cool. Sean said, "Even my guitar will tell you to kiss my blah 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 blah."
Okay,
Ha-ha."
so
He
real
likes
quick story, Sean. That's not how that
Thank you
line
very much.
went. And we went into the studio to do the final recording on it. And after all the tracks had been laid, and I kind of threw that in at the final minute, and I could see through the glass my husband and the engineer just cracking up because they had no clue it was coming. And they were
Yeah.
like, "You want to leave that in there?" And I'm like, "Oh, well, hey, yeah."
Yeah, it just made it even more impactful.
I mean,
It's a great
and
song.
Leslie came in so perfect with the fiddle right there at the end, and
Yeah.
it just covered it up, but you knew what it was. So
I love it. I thought that was really good. So everybody's saying that it sounds good from where they are. My husband's in the other room.
I'm not going to worry about it.
Yeah, that's what happened last night because I was doing the show for my daughters, and on my end the video was breaking up and skipping, but it wasn't doing it with anybody else. I'm like, that's weird. It's just something that's some interference or something. Thank goodness. So Sean says, "There you go. Nice. So Paul, anything you want to ask about that song or add about that song before we go to the next one?
No, when did you write that song?
Last
That's a
year?
good question.
No,
Last
wait.
year?
No, year before.
A year before?
Wow,
It,
so it's
it
a
has
fairly new
that,
song.
and you could tell that you've stuck with classical country because it
Yes.
sounds so I don't want to say old, but it's like old school type
Mhm.
country dealing with man, I can't remember some
The
of the
real
like
country.
Patsy
me.
Cline.
Yeah.
And it's that you have that voice, and that
That's my
voice sounds
inspiration.
yeah.
Carolyn wanted to do just original songs, but if you listen to my CD and you can download it on Apple and iTunes, it's called Lonely. My friend Animal Turner, and if anybody's ever paid attention to Hank Williams Jr. and the Bama Band, Wayne Animal Turner played guitar for Hank for over 20 years. He was his lead guitar player. Anyway, Wayne and I do a unplugged version of Crazy.
Oh,
Just my vocals and his guitar on the CD.
Crazy.
And if you've
Wow.
got the CD, so if you wanted to throw that in there, I don't know if you, Carolyn, if you can.
I wish I could. Believe me, I would. But
I
this
would take
computer
I
doesn't.
would take one of those songs out of the rotation and throw Crazy in, because it's just beautiful what Wayne did with that song.
Well, it's on your CD, so it's online
Yes.
too. Is it on YouTube or anywhere else? YouTube or
It's
Facebook that I can get?
iTunes, Amazon, Spotify, and Apple, I think.
I don't think I can download it from any of those, not directly. The only one I'm able to do is Facebook or YouTube. And I
Yeah.
don't have a CD player in my computer. Otherwise, I would definitely do it. Gosh, I wish I would have thought about it, or we would have talked about it before. I'm so sorry, Jesse, because I
That's
would love to
okay.
hear it.
No, I
I
mean,
would love to hear it.
if we come to the studio, we can run through that, because
Absolutely, yes. I
the
would
vocals and
love
the
that.
guitar, and that's it. And it's just amazing what he did with that song.
Yes, and that brings me to the other subject. If you are available, when you are available, we would love to have you come on the radio show and play live. That would be so
Yeah.
cool.
Just
Oh,
let
And
me know.
I like what
I'll
I
buy
like.
I'll buy JD dinner, and he'll go with me.
Yeah, there you go. That would be so awesome, wouldn't it? It'd be so neat. I like what Sean put, because Sean is a singer songwriter. And he's playing all over East Texas. I guess it's East Texas, right, Paul?
yeah.
He said, "Ain't nobody likes traditional country, LOL," because that's what Sean plays, traditional country.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
know he's being sarcastic because he loves country. That's Sean has this deep, rich country voice. Boy, it is powerful. We love listening to him. I know, Sean, right? Everybody knows that our heart and souls are country for sure. So the next song we have is called Lonely. You want to tell us a little bit about that song, Jesse?
I wrote that song when I was 20 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. And just sat down one day and decided to write, a couple of songs. Cheating Heart is another one that I wrote when I was 20. And just, they've been there. They've been, I've literally got a book that has the original handwritten songs.
Yeah.
I've still got them. And back up, a couple of years ago on my bucket list, I wrote, I want to do an album. I want to do it for
Wow.
me. And
Yes.
it wasn't for anybody else. It wasn't to try and become this country music star, because, that's a pipe dream for anybody anymore, unless
It
you
is.
know somebody
Mhm.
and you've got major bucks. It's not going to happen. And thank God for Carolyn. And there's a station out in El Paso, Lachlan Green, that does nothing but indie music. And
Oh, that's awesome.
thank God for people like
Wow.
y'all that support indie artists, because without
Yes.
you, we couldn't get out there and do what we do. So, but I did it for me. I just did it as a bucket list thing, and it's one thing I get to scratch off. And
Oh man, that is
uh,
so awesome. That is
so
so awesome.
when my son died, I was going to quit singing. I was done. I wasn't. He was my biggest fan. He was a huge supporter. I'm like, I'm done. I don't want anything to do with it. And a few months after he had died, we were walking around. Goliad does a market days, and
Yes.
we were walking around market days, and we heard music playing. And my husband's like, "You should go see if you can sing with them." I'm like, I don't want to sing. I was in a dark spot, a really dark place,
Of course.
And he's like, so we walked around again. He says, "Why don't you go sing with them?" I'm like, "I don't want to sing. Just, leave me alone." Third time around, all I can say is Sean pushed me.
Yeah.
Sean and my God pushed me, because I walked up and I said, "Hey, guys, do y'all let people sit in?" "Yeah, what do you want to do?" I'm like, House of the Rising Sun."
Oh.
"Yeah." "You want to play it?" "Yeah." "What key do you do it in?" "A." So they start playing House of the Rising Sun, and I start singing Amazing Grace.
Wow.
They looked at me and said, "Can you come to church on Sunday?" I had no clue they were a gospel band. None. There was no messaging, no anything.
God, you just gave me goosebumps, Jesse.
I said, I can't come next weekend. We were already going to Austin to see the grandkids, what have you. I said, but we'll try and come the next weekend after that. So I went to the weekend after that. they called me up to sing. I sang that, and I got through, and they said, "Band practice is Wednesday nights. Be here." And I've been there for 5 years.
Wow.
But
So
after
they
go ahead.
go ahead.
Now after that, I something clicked in my head, and I'm sitting there, and I'm a huge Miranda Lambert fan. And I used to do I did a song called "I Feel a Sin Coming On." And
Yes,
I'm
that's a
thinking
good
to
song.
myself, that is such a really cool song. It's a great vocal song,
Yes.
but I can't sing it at church.
No. Yeah.
So I sat down, and I'm like, and I'm starting writing, I made it a gospel song,
Nice.
and
Wow.
it's called "I Feel a Prayer."
Oh, I
And
have a prayer coming on.
I feel a
That's
prayer.
clever.
And a
That's
friend of
clever.
mine knows Miranda, and she sent it to her. And Miranda's like, "Oh, that's cool. You can do it in church." Now, did she give me permission to record it? No. Does she like the song? Yes. Can I sing it whenever I want to? Yes.
Right.
But
Right.
yeah, but no, it works. But then I'm like, okay, well, if I can do that, well, then I rewrote "Ring of Fire." It's a
Yes.
gospel song now, and I rewrote "Let It Be," and I'm thinking to myself, if I can do that, why can't I do this? So I sat down, and that's how "Glorify My Lord" came out. And then I wrote
Nice.
"Little Country, a Lot of God," and then
Oh my gosh.
then my guitar, and yeah, just I've got a couple that I'm still working on. I'm kind of like, I don't consider myself a songwriter. It's just something I happen to do, and it would be
You
fun.
just kind of fell into it.
Yeah,
Well, you know what? I read somewhere that if and I don't know if it wouldn't be classified as a parody. It's completely changed. But I heard that like Weird Al Yankovic, for example, you know
yes,
how he makes. I read somewhere that anyone can write a parody and they do not have to get approval to do that.
really.
Yeah. It said you don't have to get the permission. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense. You're using the exact same music, but that's what it said. And I'm like, I mean, I've never written a parody, but I thought I would like to research
What do you mean
that.
you've never written a parody?
Like a parody from, well, I guess I do all the time, but I've never written it like and tried to record it, Paul. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I mess around all the time and make up songs all the time.
Yeah.
I used to.
But-
But I heard that somewhere. I read it somewhere when I was, researching stuff. And I was like, really? They said, yeah, he's never had to get permission to record any of those. And I thought, well,
That
that's
doesn't
strange.
make sense because
No,
I had to go through to do "Crazy" and "Empty Glass." I had to go in and get permission, and I had to pay to do those songs.
Yeah, I know. That's what I thought. Man, it was probably just the wrong information.
Yeah.
I want to read what Sean's actually Maria asked Sean. Does Sean plan on coming to Victoria anytime soon? I would love to hear him hear him. He's answering her. Good. I'm sorry it took me so long. It's about 5.5 hours away, but hopefully I will be able to book something down that way before too long. Thank you for asking. Yes, and Marie, he does have he's got a great voice and some wonderful songs.
Yeah, he does put a good show.
Yes, I haven't been to his live show. Excuse me, I have to sneeze. I'm sorry. He and his wife Linda write all their songs.
Okay, got a quick question.
Sorry.
Now, well, actually, I want to do a quick clarification for everybody who did not hear what she said, and I want to make sure I heard what I thought I heard you said.
What's that?
House of the Rising Sun music, and you sang Amazing Grace lyrics to it.
Excellent point. Yeah.
I would love to hear that.
Was it just because you felt the anointing at that moment, didn't you? I mean, or whatever.
Yeah.
You were going through so much too.
Well, no, but there's actually a band out there that has done that. I do it differently. We end up, and you think the song's over with, and then I turn around and look at my drummer, and I'm like, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then my drummer rocks it out. We rock out the rest of it. But yeah, I mean, actually, I can do it to "Peaceful Easy Feeling" too.
I guess so, because it's a similar melody, isn't it?
Vicky heard me and JD doing it, and so Vicky does it as well.
Wow, that is such a cool idea. That is a neat idea. I would love to hear that. I'm definitely going to try to make it a point to come and see you live as often as when I can. Sean said it's been done a lot, but it is very cool. Yeah, that's really, really cool. I heard it, and she does it beautifully. That's what Marie said. I'm
So,
just
Sean, how far are you from Denison, Texas?
He's let's see
Yeah,
who could do it. could do it faster.
Probably Paul's really quick on the computer. Maybe you are too, Sean. I don't
want to touch my computer because I'm scared I'll screw something up.
Me too. Me too. Me too, Jesse. Because if there's, the other day I joked, I said I had the clickies because I kept accidentally. He said about 3 hours. So he's still a ways away.
Okay, bad. Well, I'll be in Denison at Jake's place on the October the 8th.
Hey, that's my birthday. That would be a good birthday present.
My birthday's October 7th.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Well, Sean beat me to it. As soon as he said it, I had it up. 2 hours and 56 minutes.
Dang, hey, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Y'all almost got it together. Yeah. That's pretty awesome.
It's a drive for us, but we go up. They do an Urban Cowboy. Barry Reed is a friend of mine, and we do an Urban Cowboy thing once or twice a year.
Oh, wow. Well, let's see what Vicky said. She said, JD and I will be doing it on July 31st at St. Andrew's Lutheran Church at 10 a.m. So are y'all... Is this the same JD? Didn't you say JD too, Jesse, or no? Same JD. And JD is the guitar player?
Yes, he is. And he's amazing. And he's got a beautiful voice.
JD, I know somebody named JD that plays guitar. I'm sure it's not the same one. Does he ever play in Corpus?
He's from Corpus.
Does he? That'd be really weird. JD.
His last name's Fuentes.
Okay, no. But that I do know that name, I think. I honestly do know that name. I think I've definitely heard of him.
He lives in Weesach now with Vicky. So. Well, not with Vicky, but.
Yeah, Weesach. Wow, I don't even know where that is. So Jesse, I'm sorry. He's also blessed to be playing most every weekend. Yeah, he sounds awesome. Wow, that's cool. That is cool. We should have him on the show too. Y'all need to. Did you already send me his information? Maria's been great.
When we do the radio.
Yeah, I'll get to meet him and he'll be singing. Yeah. That'll be perfect. Yeah, absolutely. You told me about JD. Yes, there's so many people, honestly, that Maria sent my way, which is great. Just wonderful. I'm so excited. And I wanted to make it so bad on Tuesday to the Opry thing in Victoria. And Paul, I was going to get you to go with me, but there was no way because I had the live feed and I had to go to Corpus to babysit. So I want to go.
Yeah, and I just got back from vacation. Yeah. I was trying to get caught up on work and
yeah. So are y'all having it, Marie? Y'all have it again? It's the second Tuesday of the month, I think, right?
Second Tuesday of the month.
Crossroads Country Opry. Yeah, I want to go check that out for sure. I want to be able to meet all those great people and hear them sing. Hopefully next time we can go. Paul, we need to see if we can go.
All the guys on the band are amazing. So
yeah, I'd like to.
Yeah, because what I would like to do is and I've actually, and now the gas price is going up. I don't know if I can do it as much, but I wanted to start visiting people who have actually been on the show because I went and saw Sean in Jacksonville.
Yes.
If you're in Goliad, that's a hop, skip, and a jump.
That's an easy one. Yeah, for real.
You know, and because I enjoy, and my wife does too, actually. We enjoy going to see artists sing. I mean, we enjoy it. And it gives us ideas too. I mean, my wife wrote a country song. Actually, I don't know if it's a country song, but she wrote a song after visiting with Sean. On the way home, she grabs her phone and starts. I'm like, "What are you doing?" "Oh, I'm writing a song." I'm like, what? Cool. Out of nowhere. It was great.
So, Paul, speaking of that, we have 2 artists that have shows in Corpus tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yes, the East and the Crow Band have a show, and Bo Walker has a show. Both of them have a show.
Really?
So I'm like, if we can go, I'm trying to figure out a way to go.
Where?
2 different places. One is at Dr. Rockets, the blues bar, and then the other one is at what is that big place over by Whataburger Field? I can't recall. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, well, this is the Carolyn's bus that she wants to make so we can grab everyone to go to shows.
No, I really want to do that. I think it'd be so cool. Jessie is an awesome and really talented person with a heart of gold. I can see that, Vicky.
Thank you, Vicky. I love you.
What a sweet lady, right? I could just tell. I knew all of you were just great people just by, you can just tell. You just know. So speaking of that, let's get to your next song. So the next song is called, let me just try to get this right, Lonely.
My husband's favorite song on the CD, other than Empty Glass, and he's a huge Gary Stewart fan.
Oh yes, I love that song.
That's why I did Empty Glass, was for him. But yeah, as far as what I've written, Lonely is his favorite song.
Nice, and that is the title of your CD, Lonely. I noticed when I looked at it a minute ago, which is really, really cool. So let's get to that song. Let me see what else I'm missing. Marie said David Waters is in the CCO band, and he just retired from Billy Mata and the Texas Tradition Band.
Mata,
sorry.
David is a killer guitar player.
Oh my gosh. We need more of that in our lives, don't we,
Yes.
Paul? I want to go meet them. I want to go for sure. I'm planning on going next time. And, because I'll make sure I don't have anything planned because I want to go check it out and get to meet all of you guys in person. Do you go often to that as well, Jessie?
I've done 4 this year
Wow.
with the Crossroads Opry.
That is so cool. That would be so cool to do that. So let's play this next song. This is called Lonely. Y'all ready, ladies and gentlemen? I know you are. I know you are. You ready, Paul?
Let's get her done.
All right, get her done. Here we go. It's Jessie Mapes with Lonely. Here we go.
I was so careless, I left you alone. I was running the streets and carrying on. You were so patient, never said a word. You hid all the tears and buried your hurt. I was a fool, I never figured it out till I came home to an empty house. I didn't know it was as lonely alone. Didn't know the nights could be so long when someone you love so badly is gone. Baby, please don't go. I didn't know it was this lonely alone. It's only midnight, but with you gone, it's forever since sundown, forever till dawn. As I lie here thinking, I'm hating myself. It's hit me hard, how you must have felt. I'm sorry I hurt you, I'm sorry I lied. I'd give anything to hold you tonight. I didn't know it was this lonely alone. Didn't know the nights could be so long when someone you love so badly is gone. Baby, please don't go. I didn't know it was this lonely alone. Baby, please don't go. I didn't know it was this lonely alone. Baby, please don't go.
Wow, Jessie, that was a beautiful song. I didn't know it was
And,
this.
and I'm
lonely.
here. I'm
Oh,
just not on the camera right now.
okay, no problem. That's weird. The little thing is like talking. The little.
I know. It's like,
That is a really beautiful song.
Thank you.
So I see Vicky said JD and I will be doing it on July 31st at the St. Oh, I read that already. I'm so sorry. Let me make sure I don't skip anybody. I always like to read the David played on some of my songs. So y'all are referring to David
David
Waters.
Waters. Yeah.
Okay. And Marie said he just got inducted into a Hall of Fame, but I can't remember which one. Wow, that's cool. We had a guy on last night that was as well, Bo Walker. He's in Kingsville. He was inducted, but that was in not abducted, inducted. That was in 2016 when he got inducted into the one of the Texas Hall of Fames. That's so cool, man. That is so cool. I don't know what happened to Paul.
I'm right here. I'm discussing stuff with my wife.
Oh, okay, no problem. So, the Lonely song, you wrote that. How long ago did you write that one, hon?
2 years ago.
Just 2 years
Oh,
ago.
wait, no. Lonely, I wrote 20 years ago. Sorry.
Wow.
20.
So,
No, I was 20. You gotta forgive me. I'm old. I
hey,
was
I
20
know,
when I
believe
wrote
me.
it.
I
Yeah.
understand. I can't remember anything, barely. I'm like, oh my God, I don't even know what year this is. Jamie says, well, Carolyn said, God brings you people. I too lost my husband and son, still working with Jerry on that. Thank you for sharing it. Touched my heart. Oh, Jamie, you're so welcome. Yeah, Jamie, I believe Jerry's been helping her a lot. Jerry Bradley, that I mentioned earlier when we first started. He really helps a lot of people that have been suffering with PTSD or have lost loved ones. And he's just a great guy. He wrote a book of poems called, make sure I've got it right, One Step Forward and Two Steps Back. Jamie, what is the name of the organization? My mind, of course, is blank, that he was heavily involved in. It's an organization to help survivors, and I believe it includes parents. Oh, I know, it's so amazing, isn't it, Jamie? I agree with you. God just keeps bringing me people that just, and it's so cool. Like last night we had, I just thought it was one of those little coincidences. I had a guy from Corpus that is going to be on the show very soon, and he just happened to be scrolling through Facebook and saw our show, and so he's been watching almost every night. I don't see him on here right now, but I had no idea that he was a huge fan of Bo Walker, and he had no idea that Bo Walker was going to be on the show. And he said, "Oh my God, what are the odds of that?" He used to listen to him on the radio back in the day, and I thought, that is so cool. And he literally just started watching the show like 2 shows before. You know what I mean? So I think it's so cool. And Jamie, I wish you the best. I hope that is helping you. Thank you for sharing it. Touch my heart. Yes. Jerry is a great guy, and he really, really is helpful. Did you get one of his books yet, Jamie? I've seen so many people on here. I'm trying to remember. I'm like, okay, Jamie, that's right. I remember now. I have so many. I mean, not that my memory is so bad, Jessie. It really, really is. So I see.
Oh,
There, you're. Thank goodness.
thank
Thank
you for
goodness.
this.
Yes, we thought something happened to you.
No, my wife kidnapped me just for a little bit. We're discussing on a bunch of stuff. So it was
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm just
like, hey, well, she's talking about going to somewhere in Corpus, with her sister. So we're trying to figure out, do I trust her not to run her mouth?
Nice.
Yeah. What was that, Jessie?
That wasn't nice.
No. No, if you knew my wife, if you knew my wife,
always giving each other a hard time.
We pick on each other constantly. That's our love that we have for each other.
If you were to spend much time with myself and my husband, you'd think we were fighting all the time, and we're not.
That's how Paul and Crystal are a lot of times.
Every time,
Constantly at each other.
Y'all okay? I'm like, yeah, we're fine. Well, I was like, y'all are fighting. I'm like, no, we're not.
This is just us. Wow. Well, David Waters, it sounds like another great, and I may have him on that list you gave me. I'm going to have to start passing out some of the names and get Paul to share some of these, because it's a lot. I want to contact everybody, but I don't want to get too many, because then I don't want to promise that they can come on right away if they have to wait. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to spread them out and not lose anybody's name. My husband said, you're going to have to figure out another way to keep track of this. And I said, yeah, I know. I'm an idiot.
A phone. You can pop everything in a phone.
Yeah, I know. Sean said I'm an idiot most of the time. Him and his wife are always picking on each other too.
Oh yeah, that constantly.
I think that's how they've been married. So they've been married a long time too. That's so great though. Well, you gotta give each other a hard time sometimes.
You do, and I've got the best husband in the world. So
yes, me too. I'm so blessed. I really am.
I do too.
All this crazy stuff.
Oh, and Paul's got a new husband too. So
yeah, I know. I almost said it again. You see, I stopped myself. Paul has the best wife. She supports him with all of these things he's doing. So in addition to bringing on singers and songwriters, we haven't in a while, but a lot of times we bring on
authors and
I was reading what Jamie said. Yes, we also bring on authors and etc. And we have Paul has met someone that is a cinematographer. So I think that is going to be cool. I think I've got him scheduled for the 30th of this month, in fact.
Oh, really? You talked to him? Awesome.
Yes.
You want somebody cool to bring on your show?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. So
you have John Travolta's number?
No.
No, I'm just.
But okay, so with Urban Cowboy, I have been involved with some film festivals. Okay, through
Oh,
these
Nice.
film
awesome.
festivals, I have really met some really cool people. There is a young man that writes, directs, produces. He literally last year did 12 westerns in 12 months.
Wow.
His name is Travis Mills, and he is amazing.
Travis
So
Mills.
Why have I heard that name before?
I don't know, but he
Well,
is
maybe because he's producers.
amazing. Yeah. So,
Wow. Well, I wrote his name down. I'm going to write it down. I mean, I
and
wrote.
then there's a cool group of guys that JJ Perez is doing a series called Ghost Trippers, and he's the production manager for the Spasmatics. So
Oh, I know the
Oh, the
Spasmatics.
Spasmatics.
yeah, so
I
I
went
anyway,
spaz over the Spasmatics. Oh
okay,
my
so
God! Remember that part?
this
I
last film
would what
festival, yeah,
I
this last film festival that I did, I was the MC, and we went up to Miami. It's actually Miami, Oklahoma, and I was the MC for this film festival, which is something
Nice.
I've not done before. But hey, it was fun, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I got to meet JJ, and I got to be a fangirl. I'm like, oh my God, you're Spasmatics, you know? He's like, no worries, I got you hooked up next time we come to Schrader Hall. I thought, oh, you're my best friend forever now.
That is so cool.
So I'm gonna get to
That
meet
is.
the Spasmatics.
Yeah. So you got
They,
to be on the other end for a change.
Yes. I was fanning them. I mean, they're taking pictures of me and I'm like, oh no, I want to be with JJ. You know, so
Wow, that is so
it was
cool.
pretty
So
cool.
do you mentioned Miranda Lambert earlier too. Do you have a favorite country music artist right now that you really listen to that like you could say, hey, that's my go-to? Female or male?
Um Yeah, I do actually, and I just heard him in Waxahachie not too long ago. This young man is going to be at Schrader Hall July 1st. His name is Randall King.
Randall King.
This kid is amazing. I mean, just
Wow.
literally, he works the crowd. He knows what it is. He knows what pays his bread and butter, and he loves. And he's just amazing. I actually did his version of "I'll Fly Away" at church 2 weeks ago, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, where did you learn that?" I'm like, "This guy did it." And
Wow.
he's just, I'm blown away that I mean, he's amazing.
yeah,
Wow.
and what a lot of people don't realize is that when you get into the industry, I guess of the filming, whatever, or especially on stage, is it's not just singing. It's a show. You have to
Yeah.
grab people and pull them into the show.
Yes.
And you may be the best singer in the world, but if you can't get those people to join in with you, you're not going to be doing too hot.
That
Yeah,
is
there's
true.
artists out there that I will not pay a dime to go see,
Yeah,
just
because they just stand there.
because I know how they are with their fans,
Yeah.
and I know some of them, you know,
Yeah.
but I will not pay to go see them.
Wow. Well, you talked about Schrader Hall, and I don't know why we've never been there. All these years I've been joking because my maiden name is Schrader.
Yeah,
And so I used to always say, wow, I wonder if they're related to us. Because they could be, you never know.
never
But I don't know,
know.
probably not. But I've never been over there. I don't know why. It's not even that far, is it? Brett,
No,
my
it's
husband,
not.
yeah, Brett always says we should go do that. I'm like, we need to start doing more things like that. That would be cool.
Yeah, and
So,
and we well, hold on. We also mentioned that I heard you talking about you do like you went to market days. You
Yes.
did.
yes.
Do you go to market days a lot?
Haven't been this year because usually I'm busy on Saturdays. Like, you know, if I'm not playing somewhere, this weekend we're running horses in Houston, so we'll be down there at the track. You know, weekend after that, I'll be in Katy for a private show, and then on Saturday, I'll be in San Antonio picking up grandkids at the airport. So we're
Wow,
usually not home on the weekends. We just go, 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 go,
sound
go.
like me,
Yeah.
constantly busy.
Yeah. It's where you don't have a day off technically anymore, really.
And
You
I
just,
work part time, so yeah, I really don't have a day off. That's why
yeah.
I was telling you, my husband made me stop last night and just stop and watch a movie. So
Yeah. He's like, you're overdoing it. You need to rest a
Yeah,
much.
little bit.
my wife does the same thing because I was doing the radio show on Monday. I was doing this show on Wednesdays and Thursdays. I have two small children, and my wife and my son, my 7-year-old, basically said, and plus I work full time. and
Yeah.
I'm trying to write novels, and
Mhm.
now got into
Writing
writing
songs.
songs. Now it's like my time is very just none. It doesn't exist. And my wife's like, no, we have to figure something out. My son's like, you can't do the radio show on Mondays anymore because you need to spend time with me. Like,
That's funny.
okay. So I had
It's
to
hard, but yeah,
step back. I had so hard because I love talking on the radio, and
he
I
does. He
love
does a
doing
really
that,
good job too.
but I have to.
And yeah, I know it's really hard not having him there. It just I said my husband has been helping me, which is great, but he's not. You know, he already said yeah, but I'm not Paul. I said no, but you're great. But Paul just comes up with all these different characters and everything. So hopefully we'll be able to get you on the radio just as soon as we possibly can. I've got. It seems like every time I turn around, I've got somebody else. I'm like, okay, I'm going to be contacting you soon. Like, I mean, we could go ahead. We'll talk about it after the show. In fact,
I am the most patient person in the world. I mean, I just,
yeah,
if it's going to, I put it in God's hands. So if it's going to happen, it'll happen when God says it's ready to happen. You know, just point blank. That's how simple
that is
it
so
is.
weird. Have you ever had a feeling of deja vu? I just had the weirdest feeling
All
of
the
deja
time.
vu.
All
Just
the
now,
time.
when you said that, I was like, man, I've been here, and I never even been here and done that. I just feel like we just met before, and you said those same things to me. That's pretty cool. I don't know why.
Yeah, well, that's something we always talk about too, Carolyn, is the fact that
Yes,
it's just like, it's going to happen when it's going to happen.
it will.
Don't force it, because as soon as you force it, you're going to get brakes put on. You're going to have all kinds of weird stuff happening.
Yes,
And I don't know why, but it's so weird. It's like,
yes,
if you just relax, step back, and just let it flow
yes.
and go with the flow, it'll
Right.
happen.
Yes.
If it's meant to happen,
meant
it
to
will.
be. It's meant to be.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I
you know,
completely agree with you on that.
same thing
Well,
with my songs. I submitted my 2 gospel songs and to a publishing company, and they put them out all over the world. "Glorify My Lord" in January of this year was number 22 on the New York City gospel charts.
wow. Oh my God.
So I never would have imagined that.
So you actually took your lyrics and you submitted them to a publishing company. They put the music to it
I
and everything.
no, I put the music
Oh,
is
okay.
mine, the words are mine. I sent Glory Train Records. You submit your songs to them, you pay them, and it's not much. You pay them and they distribute your music all over the world. So the 2 gospel songs are playing all Asia, Australia, the UK, everywhere.
Wow. That's really cool. I never heard of them. Where are they located at?
I don't know, but Vicky's the one that hooked me up with
Wow.
Glory Train Records.
Because I have several that they're not gospel per se, but they're Christian. I would say Christian based, right, Paul? Would you classify that? I'm not sure. Christian, I don't know. I don't know how to classify them. They're not necessarily
Christian-esque.
Well, but it doesn't have to be Christian. They do all genres.
Oh,
So,
that's cool. Maybe I'll reach out to them.
Yeah.
So so they redo the music, or they just keep whatever you sent them?
No, you send them the MP3s.
Oh,
And they distribute it, like I said,
awesome.
MP3s, and they send it to radio stations.
Right. So
cool.
that's with you as the artist. Now that's not the same, Paul, as having someone record the song. Someone else.
Right. No, you have to record everything yourself. You send them the MP3s and then they distribute.
Vicky said Glory Train's in Nashville.
Yes, it's in Nashville. Okay, nice. I might check into that. I just sent one of my songs to a lady over there. I think she's in Nashville just today. In fact, I sent her an email because I won a little contest and on one of my songs up for the veterans called Carved in Stone. And so she made such great comments and nice comments up, I thought, well, maybe I'll hear back from her. Maybe I won't. It was unsolicited, so I don't know if I will. I know it's one of the big rules. Don't ever send anything unsolicited. Right. But I thought, hey, it's, the worst that'll happen is she won't listen to it, So maybe she will, maybe she won't. I literally just did it today. I said, you know what? I'm going to take another leap of faith.
You either like it or you don't.
Yes. And she had already commented on the lyrics, that she really liked the lyrics and the story, and there was a surprise. So I thought, well, I got some advice from somebody that's already been promoting songs or pushing his own songs. And he said, well, I would send it to her. He said, because she already liked the lyrics and she was one of the judges on the contest. So who knows? Maybe she'd give you advice. And so I asked her for advice. I said, what do I do next? How do I get this to, so we'll see. It might not be, nothing may come of it, but I just took a leap, just another step forward. If God wants it to happen, it will. So
that's it.
Yeah. So we got to keep moving forward. That's all we can do. And if it's not meant to happen, that's okay. I'm still going to enjoy writing my songs as often as I can. So speaking of songs, the next song that I want to play is called Cheatin' Heart. Now the title pretty much says it all, but tell us a little bit about that song if you'd like to.
I wrote that one back when I was 20 as well, just playing around. And didn't it was something to do while I was pregnant, just sit there and write songs. So
Yeah. Wow. Isn't that
That's
something? How
cool.
that's like me. I've written a lot of my songs I wrote that long ago, back when I was in my 20s. And it's just weird because time goes by so fast,
mhm.
especially when you write something like that. To me, it's almost like a series of it just kind of shows you maybe what you were going through at that time. Not always, but a lot of times it is, because it's usually very personal. God, I went through that and I survived it. I remember thinking, I'm not going to get through this. I'm so heartbroken. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then he cheated on me or whatever, you're cheating hard or whatever. But you get through it and you look back 30 years later and you're like, wow, I made it through all of that. All these things I thought were just going to destroy me. Here I still am. Here I still
Yeah.
am. And I think
We're
that's a big,
stronger than what we give ourselves credit for. So.
yeah, we
Well,
absolutely are.
that
But
is so the truth.
yeah, and it's funny because I always talk about this, you never realize it when you're in the middle of it. It never seems like you're going to get through it. And I don't even think you realize when you're on the other side of it. You just look back and you're like, wow, that was, that's how I do anyway. It's like, wow, that just kind of, I just kind of kept going and somehow I made it through that. I remember just crying and, but you get through it. You get through it. So let's play this. This is Cheatin' Heart, not your Cheatin' Heart. Cheatin'
No,
Heart. You want to tell us anything else about the song before I play it?
it's just a fun, quick, fast two-step.
Awesome. That's what people love. They love to dance. Here we go. This is Jessie Mapes with Cheatin' Heart.
Just rolled into Houston, I'm feeling mighty fine. All the times you did me wrong, I'll do you wrong this time. You might find me ambitious to even up this score. Your cheating heart won't cheat me anymore. Nights will find you cold, there was no time for me. When I called you in the day, that phone would only ring. So baby, keep on playing, 'cause fools like you must play. Done told myself like everyone else I never loved you anyway. Just rolled into Houston, I'm feeling mighty fine. All the times you did me wrong, I'll do you wrong this time. You might find me ambitious to even up this score. Your cheating heart won't cheat me anymore. Can't wait till he finds me, I think it's so clear. Since he is gone, I'm all alone, I'm glad that he's not here. I guess I'm just a country girl, that's all I'll ever be. I'm happy and I'm single, I'm alive and I'm still free. Just rolled into Houston, I'm feeling mighty fine. All the times you do me wrong, I'll do you wrong this time. You might find me ambitious to even up this score. Your cheating heart won't cheat me anymore. Your cheating heart won't cheat me anymore.
All right, Jesse. That's a great song. I saw Paul. I
Thank
can
you.
see y'all. And Paul's over there dancing. Like, and I like that line. Your cheating heart won't cheat me anymore. That's clever. It's really clever.
It
I don't
was
know if
funny
I've ever heard it said like that. And that's a cool way to put it. Hi, Tiffany. How are you,
before the
beautiful?
song was played, she said, "Oh yeah, it's Cheating Heart. It's a quick two-step song." I'm like, what? It's like Cheating Heart. You would think it'd be like Cheating Heart.
You would think.
It'd be like just a real slow.
No, but I do
song.
like that because no matter
Yeah.
what, you just keep dancing. Keep
Oh, yeah.
being happy. What the heck? Right?
it.
I mean, it's like get through it. You're going to get over it. Your cheating heart won't cheat anymore. Because I'm dancing away. I'm going to go two-step with somebody else.
That's awesome.
That's what I was picturing. That's clever. I like the music. It's got a really fast, upbeat tempo. And I can see people dancing to that. Do a lot of people dance to your songs, Jessie?
Usually we're playing in restaurants, so
Not a lot of opportunity.
That's kind of hard to do.
Yeah, no, we played 5D Steakhouse in Yorktown a couple of weekends ago, and there
Oh,
were people
yeah.
dancing there. So
Nice. I definitely want to go check it out. Paul, we need to keep tracks. Try to keep us posted as to where you're going to be playing that's semi-close, and we'll try to make it to one. We've been wanting to do that. I've been wanting to go with Paul and Crystal and my husband and I and go check out just like Paul does. I love it. I want to go check it out. And you're close enough to where we have no reason why we couldn't.
Oh,
do
yeah,
that.
that's easy. That's,
yeah,
like
no
I said,
excuses.
hop,
So,
hop,
yeah.
skip, and a jump.
I always post on Facebook where we're going to be.
Oh, good.
Awesome. That's great. And I know Vicky, who's going to be on our show as soon as possible, she's fairly close to you. So maybe we can make a round robin and go see you and go see Vicky and then come back. That would be cool. That would be really cool. Now we just need to get y'all playing in the same spot. It could happen. It could happen. That's really cool that you're close to us, because how far is Yorktown from us? Not far at all. Maybe 40 miles?
An hour maybe.
Have you ever played festivals?
Oh, good question. That's a good question.
No, we've tried. I don't know anybody to get me into festivals.
Huh.
So
I just may
not that
know
we
a
wouldn't do
person.
it. It just don't have anybody that.
Wow. Well, we are tentatively planning a big deal this next year in June. If it comes together like I want it to. So I will definitely keep you in mind for that, right, Paul? Because Paul's like, yeah, for sure. For sure. That would be fun.
That would be a good time.
Yeah, because we want it to be a mixture of country and rock and then we're going to have some Tejano, because in Beeville, Tejano is really popular. I'm sure it is there where you're at as well. So we're going to have a mixture, and that's the plan. Good Lord willing. It's one of those things, Jessie. It's a big, if we can accomplish this, it would be a big undertaking. I mean, a big accomplishment, right, Paul?
Yes.
We've got to start planning like soon. We keep talking about it. We're all so busy. I'm like, we got to start doing something for fundraising, because
okay, so I got to backtrack. Okay, so JD and I have not played festivals. I did a League City Music Festival last month, and with the Kelly Williams Gospel Show.
Okay. Nice. Well, then at least you've done one.
Yeah, I've done one.
That's cool.
And just out of curiosity, because I ask off the wall questions.
That's okay. I'm glad you do,
This
Paul.
is going to be an off the
I love
wall
Paul's
question.
imagination. Oh, but I'm scared now, Paul.
No, and I can imagine. It's like, how do you go about, like advertising? Just like I'm Jessie Mapes. I played on Urban Cowboy. Now I'm doing this. Do you promote yourself as what you did? Or are you just saying, I don't want to be known for that, I'm going to be known for my singing? Or how, I don't know. It's like I said, off the wall question.
It depends on where I am, what I'm doing. When Sean was alive, he told everybody in the world.
Oh, of course. I mean, that's
my mom was an Urban Cowboy, because it was his way of picking up girls.
Yeah,
we will be sitting in a restaurant or in a doctor's office or what have you, and my husband's my biggest fan, and he will casually mention my picture is hanging next to Loretta Lynn's in her cafe, because he casually mentioned who I was, so they wanted an autograph picture. Yeah, my husband casually mentions, but then again, this true story, we were in Louisiana on New Year's Eve at the casino a few years back, and I'm walking through the casino to go to the ladies' room, and I hear this shriek. It's like, oh my God, it's you. I'm like, hello? And she's like, I told my husband can you come meet my husband? So, yeah, hold on a second. Come on in, honey. I'm thirsty.
Oh, that's so nice.
Charlie Brown. He didn't answer the door.
Charlie Brown?
Yeah. He left. Yeah, that's what I call my husband.
That's cool.
But we were, so that happened. And then I lost all track of my thought. That's what happens when you get old.
Believe
Well,
me, I know. Oh,
the
my
girl
bad.
was screaming, "Come meet my
Oh
husband." That's where
yeah,
you
but
stop.
so
Yeah, yeah,
okay,
yeah.
so yeah, she drags me over to meet her husband. She says, "I told you this was Jessie from Urban Cowboy."
I can't. Man, she recognized you. Man, that's amazing,
But,
right?
but that happens a lot.
Really?
It
That's
really
crazy.
Wow.
they're like, you haven't changed. So we went to Mickey's Memorial last weekend, and I'm not anybody. I'm there for my friend's memorial service. And after the service is over, I've got all these people coming up. Can I take a picture with you? Can I take a picture with you? And I'm like, okay, yeah, but I hadn't walked in there planning to do that because I was, just a friend mourning my friend.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
So,
absolutely.
but no, it happens quite a bit that we'll go somewhere and but my picture is hanging up all over restaurants and casinos and places like that. I've learned just keep a whole bunch of stills in the car that I can autograph when I go somewhere because 9 times out of 10 I'm going to walk into some place and they're going to say, "Hey, can I have an autograph?" So yeah, sure. Here
Wow,
it is.
that's so cool. Your
Because
husband, I
because of,
can't imagine your husband must be like your son. He must be so proud. I mean, for him to do that, he's probably like, man, check
yeah,
out who my wife is.
he does. I mean, doctors' offices, lawyers' offices, it doesn't
It's
matter. He
and it's
doesn't
always
care.
the spouse that does that because,
Yes.
yeah, no,
Oh,
I understand
hello.
that.
Hello, Neong. Nice to see you, hon. Sorry,
Neong,
my eye is burning tonight. I'm so sorry.
Neong.
Neong, I did it again, Paul. I said I can't pronounce it. I'm so sorry. Oh, my eye. I've got my
Well, that's
excessive
good.
dry
Can
eyes.
you imagine? Because okay, have you played in any other movies other than Urban Cowboy?
Not movies, no. I have been on television shows and interviews. CMT did the Rise and Fall of Gillies a few years back, and I was on that. I'm going to be on the history of country music and dance. They interviewed me for that. But as far as other things, movies, no. Now I've got people that are wanting to get me into something that I've found through these film festivals.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I'm a patient person. I don't call and say, "Hey, have you got something yet?" If it happens, it happens.
Right.
Um, so I just things happen when they happen for a reason. So
Right.
I feel like if I do something to change or alter that course, it's not going to happen the way it should. So
Right,
I
right,
think
right.
you're
let it
right
go
on
and,
that. I
you
think
know,
you're right. So, speaking of happen, I wanted to share this because I thought it was so cool. And I don't know where I could not find them on my phone. I know you sent me some pictures. People would be freaking out about this. She had a picture of her at with John Travolta at his plane.
yeah, that was my 21st birthday present. He took me
That
flying
is
for my
so
birthday.
cool. And a picture. You said he picked you up in the limo, right?
Oh yeah. I mean,
God,
he was
that's so cool. What was it? What was he like? Is he a nice guy to work with? I mean, was he very quiet?
super sweet. I mean, he wanted to be one of us. He wanted to fit in. So, we'd go out to dinner. I had an old 1950s Chevy pickup truck that my dad and I had restored, and he and I would run through Pasadena, and he'd be hanging out the window, waving at the cops as we drove by.
Oh, wow.
I was pregnant and he was running around set one day with a knife and a video camera in his hand. He's like, "Okay, come on, we're going to have this baby right now. We're going to film it." I'm like, "No, we're not." so yeah, he picked me up in the limo one day to go to lunch, and I'm sitting there. He's riding in the front seat with the driver, and I'm in the back. And he turns around. He says, "Hey, you want to call somebody?" I'm like, "What do you mean call somebody?" In the car, we're calling somebody. "Yeah, here's a phone." So I called my grandmother. She says, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm riding in the car with John Travolta." She says, "Jessie Renee, don't you lie to me." And so I said, "Grandma, I'm not lying." So he grabs the phone. He says, "Hi, Grandma." He starts talking to my grandmother. So yeah, that was pretty cool.
Wow, that would be so cool. At the moment, were you? I'm so sorry, my eye is burning so bad. Were you as starstruck? Were you really starstruck? I mean, you said he was just so nice. When you first got to meet him, were you starstruck? Like,
No, not at all. I mean, I've met a lot of different people, and it's just, I mean, they're just people.
yeah,
That's
they are
their
just people.
job. And so,
Yes.
I've met a lot of different people. And
That's what I always say. They're just
a
people.
lot at Paramount one day, and I walked past Henry Winkler, and
Oh my gosh.
he's like, "Hey, I'm like, yeah. He says, you want my autograph? I'm like, no.
That's you.
Yeah, I mean, I kept walking. I got to teach Robin Williams how to two step at our
Come
rap
on.
party. Yeah, he walked up.
Oh my
He
gosh.
got down on one knee and he says, "Would you teach me how to dance?" And I said, "I would love to." You know. So
Wow. He just happened to be there and he wants
he
God.
was at the rap party. Yeah, the Bee Gees played for our rap party out in L.A. and Robin Williams was there. It
Oh
was
my
really cool.
gosh. Now I bet he would have been
Wow.
I would love to meet some I can't even imagine meeting any of those people. I mean, I try to be the same way because I always tell my husband they're just people. You
Yeah.
know, he's like, "Well, you're going to call them?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, they're just yeah, I don't know. I'm not, I don't but I don't know. There's certain people I think I would be like, oh my God, this is like amazing. So, Sean said, where is the guy who played your boyfriend in the movie these days? That's a good question.
I didn't have a boyfriend in the movie. I was supposed to. Marshall Tucker was supposed to be my boyfriend. That's the guy with the long hair and the cowboy hat.
Oh, okay.
The first night we were supposed to film our first scene together is the night I was having my son. So they had to put Zeta Rainey in that spot. So I ended up with no boyfriend.
Wow.
Which
Okay.
was fun
No
because
boyfriend because you were having a baby.
that's right. Marshall was not my type anyway. So yeah, it
Yeah,
wasn't.
that's funny. Oh my God. You're like, well, it's not, it wasn't meant to be anyway.
Yeah,
So we
no.
do still have one more song. I want to get to it because we got a couple of other things we need to get to real quick, Jesse. So the last song we have here from you is called A Lot of God. I
Yeah.
love the title. You want to tell us a little bit about that song?
I wrote that 2 years ago. I just I got to thinking, and when Sean died, I found my way back to God. I had been away for a very long time, and when he passed, certain things happened with him being gone. Don't ever believe that they cannot contact you because he
Oh, I
showed
believe they can.
and I'll tell you a story in a minute about that. But when he left, it made me think a lot. And
Yeah.
I sat down one day, and originally my album was going to be called "A Little Country, a Lot of God." I had not written the song yet, and I sat down and wrote the song. So
Wow. So before you wrote the song, that's what it was going to be called.
that's what the album was going to be called. Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. And
So
yes, I absolutely believe we before we did Carolyn's Corner live, right, Paul? We did a series called Into the Unknown because we all have experienced so many unusual things, and you're like, there's no way those are just coincidences. So I absolutely am with you on that, Jesse.
well,
And
let's do this real quick before you play the song.
yes,
So the week after Sean passed, we'd been gone all week. We came home and we were living in a little rent house. And there was two bedrooms in this little farmhouse with a bathroom in between the bedrooms and a hallway. And I was walking through back and forth all night long. And last time I went into the bathroom, there was something sitting in the floor of the hallway. I reached down, picked it up. It was a bright yellow smiley face ball. I'm like, okay, Sean, thank you. Because we'd been home and we were having lights flashing off and on, the doors were opening and closing, and he had been at our house the weekend before he passed. He took his own life. He's one of our 22 a day veterans.
yeah,
So we knew he was there at the house. I
yeah.
said, okay, so you left me a present. I put it in a drawer. Charlie's son and my son were like the best buds. So I was going to show it to Scott the next time he came down. Scott came down a couple of weeks later. I go to the drawer to pull it out. No ball. Gone. So fast forward 5 years, we're living in the place that we bought, and Sean has been here several times. But that's for another story. But we were selling a piece of furniture, and there was a man that came by, and we have a little memorial out front with a headstone for Sean because I can't visit the cemetery as much as I'd like. And the
Right.
man stopped and he looked at it, and as he backed up to our house to get this piece of furniture, on the bed of his truck was his memorial to his son, who had passed away the week before my son did. But he passed away in Afghanistan.
Oh my
Sean came
God.
home from Afghanistan. So we sat there for 2 hours and talked and laughed and cried and prayed. And I told him about the story of the ball, which I had not seen in 5 years. I saw it, put it away, and it was gone. The day before, I'd been at a cook-off in Yorktown, and I had won um, a trophy. And so I said, okay, well, I know where I'm going to hang the trophy up, because in my office there's trophies everywhere. And so I walk into the office, and the desk, half of the desk, it's an L, and part of the desk is a real tall credenza. So, covered with trophies. I don't ever get up there to desk because, hey, nobody sees it. Who cares?
Yeah.
So I get up on the desk. I'm going to put the trophy up on the wall, and in amongst all the dust is this ball.
Oh my
No dust on it, nothing. That's just it. We were talking about it. I
wow.
don't know how to work this camera.
Yeah, I
There.
see it now. I
There.
see.
Okay. Anyway, so this ball's been missing for 5 years. We talked about Sean that day, and that ball shows up.
Wow.
Don't think that they're not with you.
I completely
You
believe
have
it.
to believe. You really.
Yes,
really
you
have
do.
to
You
believe
do.
that
And
God
it's like right now, my the podcast that I'm doing right now is in my mother's room, and I just recently lost her a couple of years ago, and then I lost my sister shortly after, right before the pandemic started. And there's always stuff here. Always. Paul knows there's always stuff here. And we had a friend, and I didn't know he was going to do this. He brought he's a ghost hunter in Beeville. And we invited him on the show because we were talking about paranormal. And I did not know he was going to do it, but he brought the, what do you call it, Paul? What was that thing called? The
Little
the
sound
ghost
machine,
box.
the ghost
The
box.
ghost
yeah.
box.
Oh, for the voices?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And now keep in mind, his name is Mike, and he never knew my sister's name. I hadn't even seen him to tell him that she passed away. He didn't know anything about it. So Paul knows, because Paul was, oh my gosh, it freaked me out, but yet I was like, wow, it got to validate it, all the,
Yeah.
the feelings that but first thing we said was, who is, because we were hearing all kinds of voices, because we have a lot of activity in our house. We haven't since then. That's kind of strange. We haven't really since then. But and there were a lot of voices on that box for real. And I thought, well, that's just a scam. Somehow they're rigging it up. But when we heard clearly, very clearly, when he said, "Who is here with us?" you hear as clear as a bell and loud. I still have the recording. Penny. And I look and I'm like, what did that say? And the guy Mike said, it sounds like Penny. Now, he didn't know my sister's name was Penny, and it was absolutely her voice. And it just validated, you know what I mean? And we went back and listened for hours to those recordings, and Paul's wife was with us, and we picked out so many different voices, and it's almost like they were all just trying to come in and say hi, that we're okay. And it made me a believer.
And I mean, there are ghosts out there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I believe it. I do. And I always believed it because of all the experiences I had. But that was kind of like just hearing, because it's like, when you think you see something out of the corner of your eye or something happens, but hearing it really kind of like, wow, 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 wow. So I know that they're there together. I believe it. And I know that they see us, and I believe that, and I will believe it no matter what anyone says.
There was a gentleman that spoke at Mickey's memorial. His name is Dan Piper. He wrote a book, and they made a movie out of it. It's called 90 Minutes in Heaven.
I know that guy. He gave me a copy of that book, actually. I met him.
We watched the movie the other night after we met him. We spoke to him. We talked to him about 15 minutes the other night. Yeah.
That is a great book. It really is. And it was really weird. I mean, this is years ago that I met him, because I normally work at HEB, but I'm always the sample lady, the one up there singing. Somehow I met him, and he gave me a copy of that book. And I read that book, and I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, it was so amazing. So now any chance I get if I get my hands on something like that, I'm going to read it, because I just think it's so interesting. Neyoung says, that's true. I believe that. And Mary said she has 2 ghosts in her house. I believe it. I do believe it. I really do.
Well, Sean has visited. He's visited me. He's visited Charlie when Charlie was home by himself. He's visited the one young man the one man that he ever admitted to having PTSD to. He had met that night.
Wow.
He visited him. So yeah. And he visited his brother, but it took a long time because Matt was like, "Why won't Sean come visit me?" I said, "Because you're still angry at him."
Yeah.
And so it took about 6 months. So,
Wow.
all right, whose cat's meowing? Because it's not mine.
That's mine.
Oh, I was like, wait a minute, that kind of freaked me out too because I'm like, I don't know.
I locked mine out. They're mad at me now.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
mad. They're really mad at you.
I tried to lock mine out of my audio booth, but they weasel their way in.
Yeah, they do.
That's why I have this here, because my cats decided to sit on top of my audio booth.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So, man, first of all, let me say again, I'm really sorry for your loss. I really am. I can't even imagine. But I'm a big believer, and I say this every single week, that God brings people together for a reason. And, you know, especially, I think that anytime something like this happens, I'm just like, wow. I'm just like, thank you, Lord. Honestly, I do, because he brings people together for a reason, you know, and the fact that we've talked extensively about PTSD on our show, right, Paul?
Yes, we have.
Extensively. And that's why we do the karaoke show. That's why we started doing it for the veterans. That's why I wrote Carved in Stone, because it's about a man who went through a lot, you know, in the service. And it's just God just said, hey.
Yeah, being in the military myself, and my dad was in Vietnam, and he still deals with PTSD.
Thank you for your service.
And it's my pleasure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I understand that, because I was in Bosnia for 10 months, and we didn't do any like hardcore fighting, but
yeah,
I completely understand that, and I know a few friends who have PTSD from the military, and it's no joke.
Yeah,
I know. Jerry specifically talked about the 20 a day. He specifically talked about that. I wish he was on right now, because he would be just like. In fact, we had another young lady that she had done it was Taylor Hughes. She did a benefit for the what was it, fallen soldiers up in Nashville. And Jerry was just like so impressed. You know, he was just like, gosh, thank you so much, because he suffers with PTSD and TBI. And a lot of stuff. So he wanted to really help the veterans, and he's turned his life completely. All he does, I mean, he helps people so much, and he writes gospels, and he writes all kinds of it. He's made his mission to write poems. Yeah. He's made it his mission to write songs like that can deal with any type of issue that you're having. Mm-hmm. So in other words, when you go to church, he wants to make it where it's church. Okay, they're preaching about this. Here's a song related to that. And he had a goal to reach. So he's still working on it. He's got like 20, 30 songs he's working on, trying to get them finished so that they can be sent out to the churches to help these people who are suffering and to help everyone. So he's amazing. I wish he was on here right now, but he's really, really busy. So let's play that last song. Okay, Jessie? Okay, A Lot of God. I love that title. I really, really do. I can't wait to hear it. I know it's going to be beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Jessie Mapes with the song A Lot of God. Check it out. Here we go.
I'm a country soul. I'm just trying to find my way. I hear the preacher saying, straight and narrow, day by day. I thank the good Lord for each morning He allows, knowing He's the reason I'm still around. I'm a country soul, still trying to find my way. Just a little country makes me smile, but a lot of God makes me whole. I am searching for a reason why, then He reaches down to touch my soul. A little country makes me smile, but a lot of God will keep me whole. A little country makes me smile, but I got my God to keep my soul. I look up to see the stars. I can only feel God's grace. I thank the good Lord for each morning He allows. I know that He's the reason I'm still around. I'm a lost soul, still trying to find my way. I know that God is in my heart, and He'll show me the way. Just a little country makes me smile, but a lot of God makes me whole. I am searching for a reason why, but He reaches down to touch my soul. A little country makes me smile, but a lot of God makes me whole. A little country makes me smile, but I've got my God to keep me whole. I've got my God deep in my soul.
Wow, Jessie, what a beautiful song. That is a really nice song. I like it a lot. Got my God deep in my soul. That's beautiful. Yeah, and he's gotten you through all of that. And I kind of what we were saying, and I didn't even consider that. You go through things in your life that you never think you're going to be able to get through. You just don't. It's and somehow here you are. Praise God. I'm so glad because we've had the privilege of meeting you. Let me see what
I want to kind of touch on PTSD for a little bit.
Yes, go ahead,
I'm gonna
Paul.
try. I'm gonna probably try to take this down and probably make it more serious. There are a lot of soldiers, Marines, sailors that they come back and they have PTSD. Like me, I think I have a little PTSD, but I always say I don't.
Yeah.
We How I deal with it, I joke, and there's a lot of people that jokes about a lot of stuff. And if you know somebody who has PTSD or thinks that try to get them to go to the VA to get some help, or even if they don't want to go to the VA, go to a medical facility. Try to get them some help because it's pretty bad. And a lot of the military members that I knew, they joke about it. And
Yes.
it's that humor that you try to turn it
It's a
off.
coping mechanism. Yeah.
It is. It's a coping mechanism, but
Mhm.
it does, especially whenever you're by yourself and you start thinking about everything that was happening, and
Their brain
it,
doesn't shut off.
it doesn't, and my brain never shuts off, and it's really bad. But
Well, with
anyway,
Sean, he came home, and in 3 years, he got his master's in criminal justice. He
Great.
wanted to go into federal law enforcement. As soon as he graduated, that's when the hiring freeze hit. So he went to work for the post office. Not the best place to go to work if you have PTSD.
No.
Everybody loved him, um, but he wouldn't admit to the PTSD because of the stigma that follows you.
Right.
yeah,
When you want to go into law enforcement, you're not going to hire somebody that
No.
knowingly has PTSD. So
Of
he
course
would
not.
not admit it. He would not go get help.
Yeah.
And it was, I would call him. He'd be parked on the side of the road crying. Mom, how'd you know to call me? I said, I just knew. You know, it just he came back. He was such a gentle soul when he went over, and he came back completely different. And we all knew it, and we talked to him about it all the time. And he's like, Mom, I could never do that. Don't worry about it. It'll never happen. Well, guess what? A week later, he was gone. So
wow,
that's what I say.
it's
Watch your kids, listen to your kids, hold your kids.
Yes.
You
And
know,
that brings to mind something else. PTSD, it's affecting so many people. But another thing, depression and depression in general is affecting our society at an alarming rate. We're losing so many people. I don't know what the statistics are, but it seems like every time I turn around, I hear of another and it's a younger
and it's kids. They're 9 and 10
kid.
years old.
I know. And it's like, my gosh, they have their whole lives in front of them. But they just feel lost. They don't know, there's no other way out for them. They can't deal with it, or yeah, exactly.
For 6 months, I was in that place where I wanted to be with Sean.
I could
You
just,
know, it's like I was driving home from work. How fast do I have to go to hit the tree? You
yeah,
know, how fast do I have to go to jump the bridge and end up in the Guadalupe River? You know, I didn't want to hurt anybody else,
yeah,
but I didn't want to be there. I couldn't tell my husband because he would have been freaking out. I couldn't tell my oldest son because he would have been freaking out. So the people that I met from the church, one of the ladies became my closest friend, and every day on the way home from work for 45 minutes, Sue kept me on the phone. And
wow,
I never had these thoughts in the morning, but it was always in the afternoon on the way home. And so Sue, for 45 minutes straight, we talked all the way home.
wow. Thank
And
God
it
for
took me
Sue.
a good 6 months. And a pastor from North Texas came down and spoke at our church one day. And something he said just resonated with me. And I went up and I prayed with him, and the thoughts went away.
Yeah,
They were gone.
yeah,
I
absolutely.
know I'll see him one day. I know I'll be with him one day. When it's my time, when God's ready for me to go home, I'll go home. I'm not ready to go right now. I want to watch my grandkids grow up, so.
Right.
Yes,
It's
that's,
it's
yeah,
yeah, it's just so and for you to be able to talk about it is
yeah. That's a big because
it's a big accomplishment to be able to talk about it and actually, be on here because you never know who's going to be affected by your story. Like
yes,
somebody else might actually have somebody that's going through this and they can actually save them, from doing that.
absolutely. Like we have a comment from Jamie, and Jamie wrote a poem after she had lost her husband, and she put on here that she strongly. This is kind of we're going back to the spirits, but she said strongly agree. The night my husband passed, I had no blanket on. I didn't care. I woke up and I was covered up. My husband, hold on. My husband,
Basically saying her husband covered her up.
June the
Yeah.
10th.
Yeah.
Let me see. Yeah. Gosh, and Jamie, I'm so sorry for your loss. Gosh, I can't even.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
it's
so
hard
hard.
to imagine,
It
and a
is.
lot of people and PTSD has such a stigma on it, and it's not even if we
Mm.
could just get rid of that stigma.
Yeah.
People think PTSD, oh, they're crazy, they're gonna go nuts and they're gonna start shooting up. That's nothing.
No.
A lot of times they're internalizing everything and they hold it inside. And yeah,
Yes.
and there are certain cases where they can blow up,
Yes.
but very rarely will you hear a story where a veteran with suffering from PTS decides to go out and take out an entire, you know,
Yeah, that's not going to
it's
happen. They're going to take
no,
themselves out
right.
Before they
versus
do
hurt
that.
somebody
Yeah,
else.
and that's just and that's just how it is. And
Yeah.
I really wish that people would talk more about this
Yeah.
and that way it
So
can
it's
help
not
and get that
so,
stigma off
yes,
and get
get the
that
sick off. Yeah.
negativity. And
But
yeah,
I think a lot of it is because they're tough, big soldiers. You know what I mean? And they don't want
yeah,
Right.
anyone to know that
That they're hurting.
they're weak, that they're
yeah,
weak.
No, they're hurting.
Yes,
right.
The
absolutely.
week after the incident with the ball here at the house, I was supposed to be doing a conference in Galveston for the Galveston Chamber. And the day before the conference, I went up there. I was supposed to talk about Urban Cowboy and this event we were having in January with Mickey Gilley and Johnny Lee. And that's what I was supposed to talk about. So we're standing there by the stage and we're talking. Okay, this is what we're going to say, da 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 da. And I hear something rustling behind me. I turned around, and on the ground behind me was a flattened out yellow mylar smiley face balloon. And I
Oh my
looked at
God.
them and I said, okay, change the subject. This is what I'm talking about. And they said, well, you know what this conference is, right? I'm like, no, have no clue. Just knew I was supposed to be here promoting an Urban Cowboy thing. The conference was on mental health and depression and suicide. Mary L. Hemingway was the guest speaker.
My gosh, no way. See?
And so God had put me there.
Yeah,
No clue.
absolutely. There's
And
no,
Oh,
your
when I got back,
son,
she hugged me, the biggest, longest hug, because I talked about, because she talked after I talked, and they took me backstage to meet her. So,
that's
wow. Well, I just
awesome.
want
And
to,
then And then
Marie,
that smiley face falling on the ground
Yeah,
was
that's
basically your
great.
son pushing
Yeah,
you to talk
that was
about
John
it.
telling
That's
me about it.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. That's like his little signal to you for sure. Marie said that Jessie helped me a lot last December when I lost my grandson to PTSD. Man, I'm so sorry, Marie. I mean, think about it. That's two people right there that know each other that lost someone to PTSD. So, you know what I mean? It's just, God, it sounds like it's just like rampant. It is just like,
I had 4 friends last year lost either their sons or their husbands to suicide because of
God, I'm so
PTSD.
sorry. Well, I want to cover all these.
It is one of the biggest killers of for veterans because of that. I mean, it's horrible. I just wish people would talk about it more. And there's so, there's I don't know.
I know. I wish there was a solution. I wish there was. I mean,
there is a solution if they would just get rid of the stigma on it, the
That's the
negativity,
biggest problem.
But even then, I don't know if a soldier would openly say, "Hey, I got all this stuff," and because I've known a lot of people. I don't know. Maybe
you can get them to talk and open up,
yes,
and it will take it. I'm not saying it's easy. It's not an easy task. They have to willingly do that, and and know that someone's there for them.
yes,
Without
judgment.
Yeah, exactly. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah,
the judgment.
That's the thing. I know, and I've talked to the commander of the VFW here, and he said there have been plenty of times when they've just gotten a group together, gone to somebody's house, because they're hi Neil, because they're exhibiting signs, and they said, hey, we need to talk them down. We need to talk them down. And that's why they call it a brotherhood. They're there to try to help.
There's a young man in Victoria. His name's McLean Raybun, and that's what he does. He opens his home up and has veterans come in just for the weekend, just so they can have a place where there's no judgment and they can talk about whatever they want to talk about.
Right. Well, you know what?
I met McLean right after Sean. And I was working for a dealership in Victoria, and I would have these guys come in just out of the blue, veterans coming in, give me a hug, check on me, make sure I'm okay, because they were in that same, they were there in that place.
Yeah.
So it gave them somebody to talk to.
Yes.
So,
wow. That's amazing. And God just keeps sending people to help you. Hey, Neil, how are you doing? So I do have a couple of things I need to do because it's already 9:30, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so sorry. I would like to play a commercial from our sponsor, first of all, because we really appreciate our sponsors. Our sponsor right now is Scores Bar and Grill. It's a great place here in Beeville. If you ever get a chance, Jesse, come check it out. They've just reopened recently, so they have some really good food. They do offer live entertainment quite often. They have singer-songwriters quite often. And I know I'm changing the subject. I'm so sorry, but I have
to. Okay. Tell them to hook me up.
Yes, absolutely. I can talk to them. So I want to play their commercial real quick. They have a special event coming up. I hope I have the right one in here. Today is the 16th. It may have been today. I hope not. I think it's the 18th. Here we go. I'm going to play this real quick, and then I've got one more thing I need to do. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Scores Bar and Grill here in Beeville, Texas. If you haven't already, go check them out. It's a great place. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Scores Bar and Grill right here in beautiful Beeville, Texas would like to invite you to join them Saturday, June the 18th at 8:30 p.m. for their 14-year anniversary celebration. As part of their Throwback Summer Entertainment Series, they'll be celebrating with tunes from Falco and the Wolf from Corpus Christi, Texas, a 90s grunge and alternative rock cover band. It's going to be a great celebration. Make sure you mark your calendars now. You can get all the details and much more on their upcoming events by going to their Facebook page at scoresbarbeeville.com. Check it out. You'll be so glad you did. All right, and I have one more thing I'd like to do. So I just started offering a brand new thing called Spotlight Artist. I came up with the idea just to give everyone, if anybody who wanted to participate, a little extra exposure. So what I'd like to do now is play a video from our first Spotlight Artist, Mr. Jeffrey Nauman. He is in Honolulu, Hawaii right now, which is pretty cool to me. This is his song, Too Good to Be True. And as part of the Spotlight Artist, I was able to do the video for him. So let's play that real quick. And thanks again for being our Spotlight Artist. Here we go. Thank you, Jeffrey. Here we go.
When I saw you backstage in Boulder, Colorado, with a pass I recognized from last year's show, I knew I had to make an introduction. You said, I know who you are. My name's Anna Joe. I knew it was too good to be true. I knew it was too good to be true. That night, with my beat up 6th Street, I sang you every song this driver knew. When you picked up your guitar and started singing, it was as if the moon stood still to shine on you. I knew it was too good to be true. I knew it was too good to be true. Join me in San Diego. And come on stage to do a song or two. I waited up all night for you. When I got the news that they had found your Mustang down a California cliffside in the rain, in your hand, my number on a page of lyrics, and a million hearts arranged around my name. Yeah, I knew it was too good to be true. I knew it was too good to be true. I knew it was too good to be true. I knew it was too good to be true.
Sorry about that.
And the clickies.
So that is a brand new song from Jeffrey Nauman, Too Good to Be True. Thank you, Jeffrey, for being our spotlight artist. It's a new service we're offering. So if you're interested, let me know, Jesse. Um, so Jesse, anything else you would like to add? I'm sorry, I hate to interrupt you in the middle of the show, but I always want to get those in because it's like a promise that we made. So it's very important. Paul, is there anything else you would like to ask Miss Jessie? Jessie, sorry, I did it again. Sorry, Jesse.
No, it was a pleasure meeting you. I really enjoyed the conversation with you.
It sure was. It sure was.
Make it out to the Cracked Crab on the 16th of next month, and
yes, I wrote it down. Is that your next gig, right? The 16th at Cracked Crab?
Next one locally, yes.
Okay, and that is in. Tell me where that is again. I wrote it down.
July 16th at the Cracked Crab.
But what town? In Fannin.
At Coletta Creek.
That's a little restaurant on the right-hand side, right? And you get off and.
Well, you go down by Coletta Creek.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hey, that's something we could actually do. It's on a Saturday, though. I'd have to get somebody to. Dang it. Maybe I want to go. I would love to go. That would be so much fun. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. It means the world to us. It always does. I hope you all know that. I'm honored every single week we get to feature wonderfully talented people such as Miss Jessie Mapes. Jessie, it has been an honor to have you on here. And I hope and pray that we can get you on the radio show soon. It's every Monday night at 7:30. Actually, we can. Well, let's wait till after we go off the air and then we'll discuss it. Whatever Monday you're really available would be fine with me. I'll get you in there because it's very short drive for you. Well, fairly short anyway, because we're here in Beeville, Texas. And I wish Paul could join us, but he never can make it to the radio station. But maybe if you're there, maybe
might make,
he can might make it. He can might make it. Maybe you can tell Jason, come on, just this one time.
Yeah.
So, Jessie, I've really enjoyed having you here. I really have. And I appreciate you bringing your amazing talent to us and sharing your wonderful story. And your voice is outstanding. I love it. And your songs.
Thank you for having me.
You are so welcome. I've enjoyed it, too. And thank you for sending me the CD. And I know the autograph picture's coming soon. I really appreciate that. That's so nice of you. You didn't have to do that, but that means the world to me. Thank you so much. Paul, thanks so much for coming on. I'm glad you were able to make it tonight.
It's nice to meet you.
Oh, very nice to meet you.
Let me see what we have in the chats here. Let me see.
Neon, have a blessed evening. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, she said, thank you, everyone. Wishing all of you to have a blessed time. Thank you, Neon. You're so sweet. Say her name again. Say the name again, Paul.
Neon.
That's what I said, Neon.
I know y'all said it right. I say it wrong, don't I?
She always says it wrong.
I'm bad with names. I am so bad with names. I know. They already know. They're like,
oh, you should have doing the MC for over 200 different awards that night.
Wow.
Yeah, it was fun.
I bet with all the different names.
Yes.
I can't even imagine.
That's when you take it back to your trailer. You're like practicing the names.
What trailer? I didn't see any of them until I got up on stage.
Oh, no. And this is Neil Noble right here. I can pronounce that, Neil. Yay.
No. Okay, so I'm disappointed. Where's Anthony?
I don't know. I'm surprised he's not on tonight. I hope he's okay. He was on last night. He's usually here every show because I had mentioned him to Jessie, but no, I haven't seen him tonight. He's not here every show, but when he's not, I always worry because he's here most every show.
He's probably there and had nothing negative to say.
I hope not. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here on Carolyn's Corner. I really appreciate it. And as always, I love you all for joining us. Just remember, as you go out in the world tomorrow or tonight, wherever you're going, try to be kind to others. Share some love if you can at all, because we're trying to spread love in our little corner of the world. So if we all share love in our little corner of the world, eventually her love will spread out throughout the entire world, right? Entire world. Right, Paul?
That's right.
Be blessed. Thank God every day that he allows you to wake up.
Amen. That's so true, isn't it? That is so true. That is. Paul, what are you doing? That looked funny. It looked like you were sneaking up on me. Oh, the cat. Oh, my God.
Oh, okay.
Oh, my gosh. We're having a cat war. Oh, yours is a kitten, right? Oh,
okay, so look, real quick. KK, I wasn't supposed to have any more kittens, but Kelly Kenning is a friend of mine from Alice, Texas. He's a singer-songwriter.
Okay.
Put on Facebook, hey, I can't keep this kitten. It literally fell out of a tree on top of me, and my Great Dane's going to eat it. So I jokingly said, Kelly, if you'll deliver it, I'll take it. and he drove up from Alice, Texas 2 weeks ago to bring me a kitten.
Yeah, that sounds like Crystal, don't it, Paul? She takes in all the animals. So Neil said, still looking down at the grass instead of up at the roots. That is an excellent way to put it, Neil.
That's it.
Amen. Amen for that. And I'm so glad that you are. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have a wonderful night and have a great weekend. The weekend's coming, whether we're ready or not. Here it comes. Remember, spread some love. Just say some kind things. Even smile at somebody. Do something nice. Let's just all try to do that. Right, Paul? Like that. Paul with his Grizzly Adams beard. So cool. His beard. He used to have a beard. It looks so weird. Yeah. Jessie, thank you so much, ma'am. I really, really appreciate you being here. And we'll be in touch soon. Actually, right after this, we'll get you scheduled to come on the radio show.
So thank you so much.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Miss Sarah, thank you. She always sends a nice little emoji at the end of the night saying good night. I love you all. Thank you so much. And we will see you, good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. We'll see you Monday on Carolyn's Corner on Dial 107.1 on Facebook Live. Same time, 7:30. And then we'll be back Wednesday with Carolyn's Corner Live back here. So we're looking forward to having you all. And in the meantime, just take care of yourselves, okay? God bless you all. And we'll talk to you soon. Vicki, good night, sweetheart.
Bye, Vicki.
Are you still sending that? I hope you're still sending that thumb drive because I'm anxious to have you on the show. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.